Hey, it's Jason. I'm cruising in the 1999 Land Rover Discovery 1. I absolutely love the D1. Hey, it's Jason. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. It means a lot to me. But I am back at the building, back with the 1999 Land Rover Discovery 1. Yes, in the United States, the D1 did exist in 1999. I know in the UK and such, it was phased out in 98. That is a 98. But why am I talking about the 1999 Land Rover Discovery 1? Because like every vehicle in the car collection, I like to give them a bit of love. I would like to be telling you that I'm wrenching on everything and fixing it all myself, but I have a regular job. I'm very, very busy. So some stuff I send to a shop that I've been working with. What have I done to the D1? Let's talk about it. So I want to give a shout out to Roosters Automotive. They are located on a Mummersburg Road in Gettysburg, PA. And a friend of mine recommended I get in contact with them for stuff that I simply don't want to do. I initially planned to hire somebody in the building, and you know, that used to have 2 car lifts on the big side of the building. And after like 2 months of trying to find a mechanic, and I was paying pretty darn good, I was unsuccessful. So I partnered with a local garage, and Rooster has taken care of me. He's a good guy. He's worked on anything from semi-trucks all the way down to small Fiats. So I feel very comfortable having him work on the vehicle. So the 99 Land Rover Discovery 1 that I'm showing you right here, it always had just a slight brake fluid leak. Yeah, you never want to have a brake fluid leak. I know. You can complain in the comments about why I ignored it for a little while. I knew it needed a new brake master cylinder. However, it was just not a priority in the winter, excuse me. But with the summer here, I drive it a lot more, and I'm looking at the invoice here. So I had it towed up to, and thank you, J.C. Taylor. I have a classic car collection insurance policy, and I use them to tow if it falls within the policy. So I needed to get a new master brake cylinder, which I got. I also, on this one, I had never replaced the brake lines, and they needed new brake lines. So I replaced the brake lines. I also replaced the rear left and right calipers, and I replaced the rear brake pads and all of the hardware associated with it. So I have new lines all the way underneath, new brake master cylinder, new calipers, and with this car staying in the building, I am absolutely hoping that I will not have the rust issues like I had before. So you're probably saying, well, Jason, what did that cost you? What were the parts? Now, the parts I'm gonna quote you, well, obviously, they don't work on a lot of Land Rovers, and I suggested they give Rovers North a call. So thank you, Rovers North. You provided a lot of good input to the shop, and they ordered the parts from there. I'm absolutely expect them to have a markup. They're in business to make money. So this is parts that I purchased by way of the local shop, by way of Rovers North, with, I would assume, a markup. The calipers were $130.05, the left one and the right one, so $130.05 each. I had to get some flex hoses, 2 of them. That was $38.70. Brake lines and such were $198.70. The master cylinder was $246.45, and the brake pads were $70.78. With some other miscellaneous bolts and hardware and assortment things I needed, my total parts came to about $900 when it was all said and done, and the labor was $685.60. So let's take a little look at the master cylinder. so you can get an idea. So the thing that you add the brake fluid to, the master cylinder is effectively underneath of that. So if you're looking at the brake master cylinder, you can see the new groovy cylinder, and I'm going to shine some light in here of what it looks like. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm going to use my cell phone here to do it. But ultimately, the brake master cylinder, it's hard to get in here, is this guy right here. So these are all basically going in to the master cylinder, and this is a good front view of it. And then your brake fluid and such is obviously sitting on top of the brake master cylinder. So I had it open here. So this is the brake master cylinder, and you can see it's basically going in, and it goes up in the little tub for the brake fluid sits there. Now the interesting thing is, it is showing $229, so basically $230 for the brake master cylinder, and they charged me $246. So honestly, it's not really any markup at all, because they probably are taking into account shipping on the cost of that. So pretty good, right? Not really a lot of markup there. And I know they ordered it from Rovers North, because they told me and I saw. So that is the this is the 99 D1. If you remember, I bought this D1, I don't know, 5, maybe 6 years ago, maybe even longer, and it needed quite a bit of work. And I had some brakes put on it, and after years of driving it, which would have been 7, 8 years, and it was stored outside, it was pretty much time for new brakes again. The next maintenance item is the battery. My old battery here is it's end of life. It's not giving me the cranking amperage I need. Let's see if she'll crank up for me. Where did I put the keys? I think I put the keys away. Hang on. I put the keys away. Let's go ahead and see if she'll start back up. It might just be draining. So we got some juice. So it is firing back up, but if it's sitting, it's not holding that charge long enough. Battery is probably 8 years old or older, so it's definitely due for replacement. But you can see overall this D1 is in pretty good shape. The leather seat isn't torn and ripped. This isn't completely knackered up. It does have an aftermarket radio in it. You get a little bit of miscellaneous wannabe rusting. This looks a little bubbly here because I treated it with wax oil, and effectively that's going to kind of make it look like that a little bit, because this is where they typically will corrode. Really nice back seats. The door is shut. I have some General Grabber tires on this that are very nice and fresh. I'm a big fan of the D1, and I hate to say it, I enjoy driving my D1s. I have 3 of them, more than that Defender sitting right there. And I say that only because it's a very capable off-road vehicle, but yet it's very comfortable inside. And if you're ever looking at buying a D1, you always want to check right away, the door sills. You can see a little bit of corrosion happening right there. The sunroofs, I took it to the car wash before I came back, are not leaking. And what's really benefiting this vehicle is it doesn't get extreme heat. It's not sitting outside. It's in a semi-climate controlled. I say semi because in the summer, the concrete floors keep things proper. But in the winter, I do not heat the entire building, but it's not getting snow and ice and such on it. So that is some updates on the 99 Land Rover Discovery 1. I'm pretty pumped up to have it back at the building, back at Jason and Jack's. I'm definitely eager to get the Range Rover Classic back. I'm having them do some stuff that's been bothering me. The stepper motor continues to throw the check engine light, which I've replaced. I did a ton. I'm going to give them a go at diagnosing it. And the brakes and brake lines and everything are brand new on that, but when you come to a near a complete stop, it's squeaking after the brakes heat up. So I'm going to have them look at that. But thanks for tuning in. If you have a Discovery 1 and need brake lines and need calipers and need a brake master cylinder, just budget close to $2,000 if you're not doing the work yourself. About half of that will probably be parts, and the other half more than likely will be close to labor. But a lot more life left on the D1. Be sure to subscribe. Have a great day.